This One News update is brought to you by ANZ, proud sponsor of the New Zealand Olympic team.
Good afternoon. Argument continues over just when our troops will come home from Afghanistan, with a snap debate on the issue expected in Parliament this afternoon. Calls for the 140 troops in the provincial reconstruction team to be withdrawn have been reignited by the weekend deaths of 3 soldiers in a bomb blast. James Ransley has more.
The government wants our troops out of Afghanistan by April next year. But that all depends on whether they have an airbase to fly out of.
We have for some time now been working with the Japanese, who have undertaken as part of their aid program to do a redevelopment of Bamiyan Airport.
An operation which could make departing on time difficult.
Once they start that work, it renders the airport unusable by our people, and therefore we can't use it to exit from Kiwi Base, which is in Bamiyan.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade has been in discussions with Japan about the start date for redevelopment, which isn't due to start until May. The Prime Minister says if the troops leave any later than April, they'd have to travel by vehicle to Kabul.
That's unacceptable to me. I think that road is too risky. It would mean that we would have to have people in unprotected vehicles, and it's just not an acceptable way to move 145 people out of Afghanistan.
Journalist Ben Farmer, based in Kabul, says some areas around Bamiyan province are becoming increasingly dangerous.
So there is a real fear that this area that was considered safe is really far from safe anymore.
He says Taliban insurgents are targeting foreign troops before they hand over control of the provinces to the Afghan government.
They want to show that they haven't been defeated, and it shows that the government isn't as strong as it claims.
The Taliban are in a very strong position. If you're an insurgent, you pick the timing, you pick the terrain, you pick the way you do the operation. So everything's in their favour.
The Prime Minister says Cabinet will finalise an exact withdrawal date in the coming weeks. In the meantime, Parliament's Speaker is expected to decide whether to hold a snap debate on the issue this afternoon. James Ransley, One News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister insists he will attend a memorial service for the 3 soldiers. Just last week, Luke Tamatea, the corporal who died during the latest attack, criticised Mr Key for missing a memorial service for 2 soldiers killed earlier. The Prime Minister chose to go to the United States to watch his son play baseball instead. Luke Tamatea posted on his Facebook page that if he was leader of a country, he'd attend the funerals. John Key now says he'll miss next week's Pacific Island Forum in Rarotonga if the date conflicts with the memorial service for Corporal Tamatea, Lance Corporal Jacinda Baker and Private Richard Harris. Their bodies are expected home later this week.
This One News update is brought to you by ANZ, proud sponsor of the New Zealand Olympic team.